One major impact that I think AI is going to have on marketing is enabling marketing teams to create much more content, being much more efficient and effective. And so, what do I mean by creating more content? I don't necessarily mean putting more types of content out there or telling more stories, but I think there's a real opportunity for personalization and a targeted approach to storytelling. So if we look back at traditional marketing, decades ago, you've got a billboard. You set up a billboard and you design a message, what is essentially one size fits all. When you create a billboard, all sorts of people are going to pass through and see that billboard. And so you're trying to come up with the most generic form of your marketing messaging possible. Now, fast forward to now, where AI is enabling the rapid creation of content. And I'm not necessarily saying that, you should just rely on AI to pump out lots of different stories. No, I mean, take those core stories that you've handcrafted, but lean on AI for personalization. So take, for example, let's say you wrote a blog post that's for all of your personas or a subset of your personas. I encourage you to try and use AI to say, hey, can you rewrite this or tweak this piece in order to target this specific persona? Take, for example, let's say you serve senior professionals, but also junior professionals, and you serve the food industry, but also the travel industry. Instead of creating a single piece of content for all four of those combinations, you can now tell something like ChatGPT to say, hey, I wrote this blog post on this topic. Can you tweak it or rewrite it in such a way that it is specifically tailored to senior professionals working in the travel industry or junior professionals working in the food industry? And so that type of personalization, I think, will allow you to still maintain that human creativity and that handmade angle of content, because you still have your marketing professionals that's producing the core story, but the adaptation of it, the localization of it, the personalization of it, that can be done using AI assistance. So when I think about what AI can enable, and when I think about the ability for marketing teams to create more content, again, I don't mean more types of stories, but really the same stories that are now told in more personalized ways. And where I think that can manifest itself is, instead of having, say, one LinkedIn profile or one Twitter profile or one YouTube channel where all of your personas are expected to subscribe to this generic marketing, which is kind of the equivalent to the billboard, we might start to see brands creating more individualized, personalized, targeted social presence. So you might have a YouTube channel just for one of your personas, and the expectation is for, if you fall within that persona, you subscribe to that specific channel where you publish certain versions of your marketing stories for that persona specifically. And so instead of running one YouTube channel, you might now have 6 YouTube channels, one for each industry or one for each persona. And I think, obviously, without AI, that becomes very cost inhibiting. It takes a lot of time and labor to be able to retell stories and adapt them to specific personas. But that's what AI is really good at. I know a lot of people are looking for ways to use AI without compromising the quality of their content and their marketing. So hopefully this gave you an idea of how to think about it, because again, it still puts your marketing team at the core of those stories, and you're leaning on AI to repurpose and retarget those stories while keeping the core tenets of what that story is supposed to represent. The soul of the story is still drafted by a human team. The AI can come in and tweak the story to target specific people by recognizing keywords that may resonate with a specific persona, and then tying that into more hubs of social presences that allows you to signal to specific demographics that, hey, follow us for content that is hyper-personalized to you. So think about that the next time you're planning out how you can integrate AI into your marketing strategy.